Hey guys, welcome back. Today we will be reviewing Movies Capital, full-length movies online.
As always, this is our abbreviated review. To see our full review, we're going to leave a link in the description as well as our discounted product link to Movies Capital.
And so in this review, we're going to tell you what exactly is Movies Capital, what's included when you purchase it, what's bad about it, what's great about it, and what we feel about it overall.
Okay, so that being said, what is Movies Capital?
Movies Capital is a online movie streaming site as well as a movie downloading site. And that's really what sets it apart from other things, is the fact that you can download these movies safely and legally, and you can download as many as you want while your subscription lasts.
So how does that differ from, well, I guess Netflix is more of a streaming site, right? And I guess you can't download things on Netflix, you can't download things on Hulu or Vimeo or Amazon Instant Video.
Exactly. So with those kind of subscription sites, you have to pay a monthly subscription to have access to an internet streaming.
Okay.
With this thing, you also have to pay a subscription service, but it doesn't necessarily recur every month. You can just pay 1 month and then download any movies you want in that time. So, I mean, if you're thrifty, what you should really do is just sign on for the shortest time available, and then download as many movies as you can, and then sign off, and then you've got all your movies, and you've definitely got your money's worth.
Right, and that's assuming they don't update the movies often.
Right. And
but in your, you've been around this, you've checked the site out.
So in my experience, they don't update that often, but when they do update, at least once a year, they do add a significant number of movies. So if you're anxious to get those movies, you'd obviously have to pay another subscription. So the smallest you can pay is 1 month for about $24 or $25, and that can give you an unlimited number of movies to download in that time. But when I say unlimited, I mean as many movies as they have on there, you're allowed to. Although that might suck up all your bandwidth, and depending how you pay for internet, that might be a bad thing for you.
To download all those.
Yeah. So what's included in the product when you purchase it is exactly what it said. A collection of movies, number in the thousands. It's not huge, but there are a couple thousand. And then you have access to watch them streaming or download them, and you can watch and stream in both AVI or MP4, so it's good for Mac users, Windows users, or anybody else depending on your media player. What's also included that they don't really advertise but is a total bonus is that you get access to over 45,000 ebooks and audiobooks. So while that might not sound like a lot, I mean, if you drive a lot or you work a lot and you need to listen to things while you're working, there's definitely enough free content in here to keep you amused. A lot of them are in the public domain, which means you could actually get them elsewhere if you wanted to, but for the ebooks, that is. But the fact that you can download them all here centrally makes it pretty easy. And for the audiobooks, it's pretty hard to find good free audiobooks, even if it is the public domain, because there's new copyright on the audio. So I mean, that's definitely an untapped resource that is hiding in the back of this program when you purchase it.
So one-stop shop at Movies Capital.
Yeah, one-stop shop at Movies Capital. As long as it has the things that you want.
Ebooks.
Yeah.
Right. So just the fact that it necessarily has those things doesn't mean. So would you say the titles differ? Like the titles that are available on, say, a Netflix and Movies Direct are probably different titles?
They're completely different titles. So that's what I would say. That's also my criticism. That's probably the worst thing.
Is that a negative?
The worst thing about this is, in fact, the selection. And so it's not for everybody, because you're going to get a lot of vintage films, you're going to get a lot of forgotten classics, and then you're going to get a lot of completely forgotten films, but there's also some real gems from the 70s and 80s. There's a lot of B movies from the 90s. And then Behemoth. Oh man, I'm so excited to watch that one. I just downloaded it.
There's this video, Behemoth.
Oh my gosh.
There's some pretty crazy thrillers on there.
Biggest monster in the world. And for the more recent, like post-2000 movies, I mean, there's definitely some movies you heard of. There's a lot of movies that went straight to video that didn't come out in theaters. But there's also some blockbuster hits that are now just in that right place that they can hit it. But things that Netflix is usually streaming right now, they're probably not going to be on here at all. And that's good. I mean, where to go to get these movies, you know where to go to get the other movies. So the worst thing about it is also one of the good things about it, that the selection is good for people who are looking for rare movies, hard to find movies online. For all those forgotten classics that you can't find streaming anywhere else because they're not that profitable, well, Movies Capital has made it profitable so you can actually find them on there. That being said, the other thing I have to mention is that the interface looks like it's from 1998. You're not going to like the interface, and I don't know if it's my computer, but the streaming actually doesn't work for me that much. I've only gotten one movie to stream successfully, and I only watched half of it. But the good thing is that the downloading works great. Lightning quick downloads. I mean, I downloaded a 2 GB movie in about 10 minutes, and that's pretty fast. So, I mean, you can definitely get your money's worth if you go and just download as many movies as you see fit.
Okay, but they don't offer a 1-day subscription?
They don't offer a 1-day subscription, so you have to pay for at least 1 month. You can also pay for 6 months. You can also pay for 1 year. Keep in mind that as advertised, it's not a recurring subscription, which means the credit card won't keep billing you monthly, sucking money out of your account without you knowing. But that also means that if you would like to keep the subscription going, it's not going to renew it for you. You have to go in and manually fill it out. And it's not unlimited to the end of time. It's unlimited to how much you pay for.
Okay, but for a service like this, I think that's actually kind of cool, because if you do have a month and then you download all the videos you want for that month, all the videos you see on there during that set time, and then you kind of just let it go for a while, because they're not necessarily updating movies monthly or that recently, and then in another year or so you can maybe get another month and they'll have new titles out, new ebooks out, new audiobooks out that you can kind of download then.
Oh, absolutely.
As opposed to just, since it is a downloading instead of a streaming site, I think it's cool that it's not recurring and that you don't have to keep maybe messing with it month to month and having it draw out.
Absolutely.
Like you said, a fixed fee.
It's a totally different style, because Netflix makes money off of the fact that it's relying on you to keep wanting to watch movies on a whim. And this site, it thinks that you're going to plan ahead a little more, figure out what you're going to want to watch for the next month or two, download it all now, and then go through them at your own leisure. So it's a totally different model.
Cool. The safe video download sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, that's the other great thing. I mean, I know that, so our source for movies that are hot right now is either Netflix, which is totally legal and you pay, and then the other source, which is incredibly risky and I don't necessarily recommend trying it, is going with the illegal streaming or downloads, which always brings the risk of viruses. And then a lot of times, if you're going to download, you have to compromise your credit card information or your personal identity. A lot of identity theft goes on.
Yeah, not a good idea. This
is totally legal, totally safe. All the movies are hosted by Movies Capital, and you download them directly, so that there's no peer-to-peer file sharing. It's all direct. It's all professional.
Great. So anything else you want to say overall about Movies Direct?
I would just say Movies Direct.
Movies Capital.
Movies Capital is it's a niche product. So if it's what you're looking for, then you can get your money's worth. But if it's not what you're looking for, stay away.
All right. Well, that's our Movies Capital review. As always, we're going to leave our full review in the description, as well as our full discounted product link to Movies Capital. But from Kale and John, thanks very much and have a good day.
And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Take
it easy.
Oh, oh.